All right. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Ngom. Today, we've got some on-air coaching for you. This is something that is exclusive to our members of Activate. And so we're accepting applications for our next round right now. If you want to apply, go to rachelngom.com/activate. And today, I've got Alexandria Cox on. How's it going, pretty lady?
It's going great. How are you?
I am so good. So this is your time. How can I support you?
So I have been somewhat going back small in the last few weeks, only because I have been trying with everyone in Activate, seeing the fact that where everyone is, especially like Megan, like you see here that she's so far ahead, and I get it now. Like you mentioned that she's been working with you for a year, and I'm like, that's great. I'd love to see.
Imagine where you'll be a year from now.
I know. I'm super. It made me super excited to not only hear that, but then also to realize, okay, bring it back.
Just follow. Yeah, I mean, you can't compare yourself to someone like Megan, who's been working with me for that long. Just like, it takes time. Like you've been in Activate for what, 2 months, so there's no such thing as overnight success in business or in anything. And so we're laying such a solid foundation for you right now for you to have that 10K launch like Megan just had.
And I'm super excited for that. So I was hoping by this time that I would be a little bit further along,
Okay.
but I've just, due to like some living circumstances and stuff with my dad, I haven't been able to get to where I want to be at. But I've learned a lot about myself, and I know that I need to go back and do a little bit more market research to shore up some of the language that I use.
Yep.
But I definitely want to look over my website today, and my push goal is definitely my email list.
Okay,
So
cool. So tell us really quickly, what's your business?
my business is I help women of color with growing their confidence, especially with dealing with toxic relationships and past trauma.
Okay. All right. So what do you want to get done today? You just said talking your email list, your website.
I
Where do
definitely
you
want
want
to
to
go over
start?
my website. I think we should just probably start there.
Sure. What is the website URL?
Thegirlsolution.com.
The girls with an S?
Yes.
Solution.com. And if you're listening to the podcast, you can go back to the Facebook Live so you can see. Okay, so I like that you have a pop-up and you followed like our exact formatting, which is great because it works. So we've got the logo, 2 weeks to better confidence. This free and detailed mini course will give you 12 lessons on building your confidence quick and easy. Did you test both of these in the Advanced Marketing Institute?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So those both scored high?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I love having the image of it here. And the button. Yeah, I mean, that looks great. This part is a little hard to see
Okay.
in your header just because of the background. So what you can do is hire someone. If you don't know a virtual assistant, you can just borrow Richard. What he did, he was my first virtual assistant in the Philippines, and he, like so many of my students have used him. He can move you over just a little bit and then blur out this background so this text will pop a little bit more, because right now it's just kind of like fading into the background. Okay. Gimme. Okay, so that pops up. Free morning routine. I mean, all of this looks great because you don't have a ton of things going on. So it's really clear on the call to action what you want them to do. There's not like a lot of noise. Normally when I go to someone's website, it's like all over the place. This is super clear and focused on what you want them to do. So I love that. You are meant to be a queen. Awesome. One thing that you could do is just have like a little link that says click here to learn more about me, and you could take them to your about me page. Okay, so is this your paid course that you're asking them to do? So where it says how to work with me?
Yes.
Okay, so Typically when someone's going to land here, they're not going to want to sign up for your paid thing right off the bat. Depends on what kind of like traffic you're generating, if it's colder traffic like from Pinterest, or if it's someone who's been on your email list for a while and they really know you. um, I would have the first thing to get your free thing that you're offering. That should be step one.
Okay.
Step two could be book a call with you, and that could be different purposes. Could be for market research for you, but also you could, once you find a need, you could sell them either on your course or working privately with you.
Okay.
Cute pictures. I love seeing that and just seeing like big smiles and everything. Oh, and we got some social proof. So something that you could do is move up your social proof up here. Because
Okay.
I mean, if you've been on ABC Fox, like that's freaking awesome.
I had a company do a press release with some of my first blogs, which actually those blogs have ended up getting pinned. I want to say a lot, but like it's not like a lot, but it's one of them that was linked to it got 100 pins like directly after they sent that press release. So
That's amazing. So, I mean, this is awesome social proof. So I would actually move that up here.
okay.
So I don't have to scroll down to the bottom and be like, oh, she's legit. Like, anything else you want me to look at here? Because I mean, you've done a great job.
Okay. My about me page is probably the thing that I struggled with most on the website.
Okay. What's up, Buttercup? I just love that you use your own like verbiage, and this is 100% you. So like, I wouldn't say things like Buttercup and Queen, but you do, and you're gonna attract the right people to you just because of that. So awesome. Okay, so in an about me page, you want to say you more than I.
Okay.
And so in this first part, you could speak directly to your ideal client and the pain points that they're having, and then bring it back to you. Because remember, everything that we're doing, it's for them. You played volleyball until you tore your ACL. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, it was rough, and it was super hard to get over the girl that shanked the ball because it was.
no. How old were you when that happened?
I was 16.
Okay. Oh, oh. Oh, wow. You studied to be a sommelier. Okay, this is cool. Like that's some cool stuff. It might be awesome to have a few more pictures of you. Like if you have any pictures, not of you being an exotic dancer, but like other stuff, um, that would be cool to see too. Get your free checklist. The one thing you could do here is change that button color so it pops a little bit more. Looks beautiful. All right, what else?
Okay. We talked about my lead page in the because that it still has like the same kind of fluffy language, so I need to move it to being more data driven and market research driven.
Yep. Do you have enough market research where you know what they're saying?
No, and that's
So
like
something that you could do is go to Amazon. I want you to do the market research though. Like you need to, that's foundational. Get that done because a lot of those people are going to end up being your clients anyways. And it's so good for you to have those conversations. So your ideal client would be here and they'd be searching for what book would they be reading? Confidence.
I actually just saw a book the other day. Sorry.
So here's the Confident Woman devotional by Joyce Meyer. Da, 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 da. Or
Um,
here, The Confident Woman by Joyce Meyer. Bum, bum. So I would look at the reviews and see what it is that they're saying. So this one is going to have a biblical perspective, but this is just an example so you can get an idea of the kind of things that you're going to be looking for. Uh, it explores confidence from a biblical standpoint.
Okay.
Just look at the words that they're saying here, though. Like, I would strongly encourage any woman, young or old, who's looking for solid scriptural ways to increase confidence and feel better about herself. This is an invaluable tool to help young women step into this time of life with boldness that will help her attain the purpose that God has for her life. Like, that is golden.
Okay.
So, do you have any other ideas of books or what they would be searching for here?
Eloquent Rage by I want to say Brianna Cooper.
Yep.
Brittany.
Brittany Cooper. Ooh, unlearning my perceptions and beliefs. Acknowledge my ignorance and go forth with purpose and joy. Okay, so some of these are really long. But like, are you getting the idea of coming here and just looking at the reviews and seeing what they're saying? Like why they bought it, what they took out of it, and what are the language that they're actually saying,
Okay.
right?
Yes. So, and I did that a little bit in the beginning, and I did that a lot more yesterday. Um, I guess I struggle with how to turn that into what I would say on my webpage or on lead pages or just in
So
order.
here's another one. So Black woman who understands what it feels like not to be heard. And so like a headline could be, are you sick of not being heard? Or do you feel like you're invisible? Because those are some of the other words that they were saying.
Okay.
So some of these I would go through, and the ones that you're like, oh, that's really good, I would copy and paste that and put that in a Google Doc and then see if you can just create a headline out of that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And the more you do this, the easier it'll get. And you could take that of the sick of feeling misunderstood or sick of not being heard or sick of feeling invisible and take that, put it in the Advanced Marketing Institute and test that to see. And then you can kind of play around with it.
Okay.
Cool.
When you originally started doing market research, how did you approach people? Because that's probably one of my difficult pain points for myself because I consider myself to be an introvert.
Get
And
over it. Get over it. So what I did, because I didn't have an email list at that point, all I did was post on Facebook, who here of my friends is an entrepreneur? Comment below with what your business is so we can support you. And I had like 15 to 20 people comment. And then I private messaged every single one of them. And I asked them if they would jump on a 15-minute video chat with me. I said, I'm looking to interview successful entrepreneurs. I'd love it if we could just hop on a Zoom really quick. Can I pick your brain? And I think I include that exact verbiage in the course materials
okay.
in the market research course of like, that's exactly what I did. I
Okay.
mean, you could do that in Facebook groups too, but I started out basic. Who do I know? Because I was in network marketing with people who were entrepreneurs. And so a few of them that I was friends with, I was just like, hey, can we jump on the phone real quick? Like, I have a few questions for you.
It's just so I guess with my target market, I feel very weird going like, hey, who of my friends are Black and unconfident right now? It's just it feels like a weird conversation to start.
Are there any Facebook groups that you're in that you could just start building relationships with people in there?
Yes, and I've been doing that since I realized that I obviously don't have the ability to just go onto my Facebook page and like almost and call out my friends in that way.
Yeah.
So I have been in those groups, but it's difficult to be like, I don't want to put like it's their group. I don't want to be like, hey, I'm trying to steal your people. Can they talk to me type of situation.
Right.
But I'm also, so it's kind of the slow path of like building myself up is almost um, as a very common user in the group and
Yep.
in person answer stuff until I can be like, hey, yeah, if you want to private message me about an issue that you're having that's specific, and then building into, hey, can I pick your brain for a few minutes?
Yep. So that's a good way to go about it too. I would see if any of those groups that you're in, if they have any like promo posts, or will they allow you to post in that group? Will they allow you to go live or anything like that? And then as you're getting somebody for your market research, just ask, do you know anyone that you could refer me?
Okay.
But Amazon books, forums, think, where are they hanging out?
Okay. Perfect. And I loved I went back and actually did when I was like starting to get frustrated, I went back and redid Pin with Purpose, and it
Oh,
actually
cool.
helped. And today I opened up my page because I haven't been on it because I've been just focusing on trying to get social media super consistent.
Yeah.
And I saw it, I was like, oh, I usually I get comments because like since I post to each other, like it'll come up as spam. It's like, oh, this is coming up, and then like I'll having to trash those. And then I was like, oh, there's an actual comment on one of my blogs.
That's
So
cool.
I was like, I'm actually finding people, so that's nice.
Hey.
So I think those are the main things that, because I feel like, and this is a rut, like I feel like I'm so far behind that then I feel like, okay, what actions do I need to take? And then I find like 60 actions, and then I can't narrow it down to what I need to do that
So
day.
why don't, yeah. So what's your ultimate goal right now? You're focused on building your email list.
Mhm.
So then just reverse engineer that. So if my goal is to get 1,000 people on my email list, what needs to happen this week for me to get closer?
Okay.
And then list out 3 to 5 things that you need to do this week. So it might be, could you get on, do the podcast interviews? Could you get on a few podcasts? Could you write a blog post? Could you go live on Facebook? Like those are all things that are going to help you put yourself out there. And then just break it down to, what do I need to do today? Today, maybe I'm going to research 10 podcasts and pick the ones that are going to be the best fit. Tomorrow, maybe I'm going to craft personalized pitches to send to them. Next day, I might write a blog post. Next day, I might go live on Facebook. So then it's not like this huge, overwhelming thing of, I have a to-do list of a million things that need to happen in one day. It's like, this is the goal. These are the baby steps that need to happen along the way.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Because I never have like a day where I'm like, oh, I have a bazillion things that need to happen. It's like, okay, today you need to do a podcast and a blog. Easy.
Okay. Okay. So break it all down. One thing that I've also been kind of dreading when I get to a podcast, I have not been able to think of a URL that I can easily say without having to explain a part of it. Like even with the girls solution, I had to tell them there's a second S in there, so they
We
realize it.
need to pick easy URLs, because that, like when I was typing it in, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm spelling this right. So I'm like, it's fine for now. You could always get another one and redirect it, but you want to pick out a really easy one for your freebie.
And everything that's connected to what I'm doing is either very expensive because like confidence is a very big keyword right now.
No, just play around with it. You'll find stuff. So it could be like free confidence workbook, free
Okay.
confidence training,
Okay.
confidence with Alexandria.
And that's a thing because if I use my name, I always have to tell people that there's an I in my name because everyone
Why
wants to
don't
put
you
out.
do why don't you just do confidence with Alex?
I hate Alex.
Because pretty much everyone knows how to spell Alex. So I have pinwithrachel.com. Like that's easy.
Because that takes.
Unless they decide there might be like an AEL in my name. It's just EL. But like for the most part, when I say just pinwithrachel.com, easy peasy.
And it's literally that's a pride thing that I have to get rid of because I don't allow people to call me Alex. So to say it out there. Okay, so that's just something I have to get over.
You
That's
do.
actually that's easy.
Yeah. I mean, you could try and see if you could find other ones like the free confidence workbook, something like that.
Okay. Okay. That was easier than expected, but I don't want to do it. Okay, I can do that.
It always is. Like, isn't everything in our head feel like it's a million times more than what it actually is? And then when you just have a little bit of coaching, it's like, oh, I made this to be like way bigger than it needs to.
It is, and that's what, like, when I'm looking at the group, I'm like, okay, I'm like about to ask a question, then like I'm like, let me search this, and then like I find little parts of the answer, and then I'm like, how did I not put that together myself? Like, I'm very happy that I have all these women that are asking similar questions.
Yeah,
Uh,
but feel free to speak up.
that's so school.
Good
Okay,
website, email list. What else do you need?
everything else that I could even think to ask of is like so far away from what I'm doing right now that it's like it would be lost on me to ask it, because like I know one of my ultimate goals is to end up having a podcast.
Yeah.
So I can't even fathom the stuff that's going on that I would need to do to be able to get there right now.
It's really not that hard. And like for me, when I was going to launch my podcast, which we did like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I don't even know. I made it such a big thing in my head. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so like huge. And who am I to have a podcast? And there's a million stops. And oh my goodness. It's really not that big of a deal.
Okay.
And Megan actually, so you know, Megan just launched her podcast. She found someone on Fiverr that's editing all of her podcasts, like putting like all the intros and outros and the music and all that stuff, doing it for her for like $10 an episode or something.
Oh wow.
So those are some of the things like when we're thinking about a podcast, that's the stuff that's gonna like if you're not techie, it sucks. And you don't want to have to do that. So like just figure out who she used and see if they could even help. Like there might be someone out there that helps you launch a podcast.
Okay. And that's another thing. Like, I'm bad with delegating in real life. When do you decide to get a VA? Like right now, I know I'm not at that point because not only like it's somewhat an affordability issue because I'm still working my 9 to 5,
Right.
but um, just like a conceptually, I'm like I would have to stop to teach them the things for them to finally do it, and then I would still have to go back and see if it's something that I connect with. So therefore, my ideal client would connect with.
Okay. So could you take a little bit of the money from your 9 to 5 and invest it into your business? And I mean like $50 a week.
Mm, I probably could. It would be
Because it's gonna help you grow so much faster.
okay.
So much.
Okay.
And you can find good VAs. We have our entire hiring process laid out for you. So I would just go through that. And when it comes to training them, obviously you want them to have some skill set, you know, like they know how to do the basics. Most of the time, those people, like they can just up and go. Some of them might need a little more hand holding, just depending on the level that they're at. But ideally, you're training them and then you're giving them feedback of this is how I like it, this is what we should do, and then you're letting them fly.
Okay.
So, like, I don't micromanage anyone on our team. In the beginning, it was like, all right, let's do this together. I'm going to show you how it's done. They got it. I'm like, all right, go, go.
Okay.
But I think you're just getting in your head a lot.
I tend to do that.
So I want you just to think like, how can I move? Like, how can I just get this done faster?
Okay.
Just remember messy action.
Yeah, I've been
I
sorry,
like
I've been doing a lot of with batching my social media, which is something I used to never do. And so I
good.
was like, let me focus on this platform. How can I get in? And like I signed up for Smarter Queue because it's does a lot of evergreen postings. So
Yep.
therefore, like, if I do like put like 100 quotes into something, then I can just have it scattered out so it can just.
Awesome. Yeah. Stuff like that. It's like it'll just free up so much of your time. When you're batching and you have a tool like that, like it's awesome.
Okay. And I think the last thing I'm going to have to definitely do is a challenge to hopefully build my Facebook group.
Hmm.
How do you utilize, like, if you don't have people to send, like, an email list to send your challenge to, do you have to pretty much do Facebook ads, or how do you do
No, no, no. So if you go to the challenge process street,
it? Okay.
you know where to find that, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to show you all these different ways that you can fill up your challenge, your webinar without spending money on Facebook ads.
Okay.
Because the first ones that I did, I didn't have money to spend in Facebook ads. So I don't want to expect my students to have to do that too, you know? So I'm going to show you everything that I did to fill up those challenges.
Okay.
You're going to eventually want to spend money on Facebook ads, but not now. Like, we want to prove the concept. We want to know like the course works. We have a good conversion rate. People are buying this. They're happy. Then we can talk about scaling with Facebook ads.
Okay. So are challenges always supposed to dead end into a launch, or because I like if I was using it just to like build a Facebook group so I have a following? No.
No, no, because you're gonna do a challenge. People are gonna fall in love with you. They're gonna get results, and they're gonna think, "What's next?" And you're not gonna have a "What's next" for them. So on day 5, you always have to have a "What's next." Maybe it's working with you privately. Maybe you launch a group program, like or your course, you know. But you don't want to just like leave them hanging because I feel like that's gonna do them a big disservice.
Okay.
So if you want to do private time with you, then you could just have them book a discovery call and that could be your call to action.
Okay. Okay.
When are you going to do your challenge? I want you to get this on the calendar. So look at your calendar. This isn't something in like the far off distant future that I'm never going to think about. Like, let's get it scheduled.
I don't think I would be ready for the beginning of December, and I know that you don't want that. You said
I
that.
know it's a hard time of year. So the last possible week you would ever do one is December 9th. And so you can start at January 6th.
January 6th.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you
Wait,
coming
we're
to
gonna
the
do
retreat?
yes.
Awesome. I can't wait to see you. In that case, start it on the 13th.
Okay.
And then we'll be able, like, you'll be in promo period. So you'll be promoting the challenge there. I'm
Okay.
so excited you're coming. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to hug you. Um, and then we can talk about it at the retreat too, of like making sure everything's on point. You got your opt in page, everything's converting. We got your offer all set up, all of that.
Yeah,
I would love for you to do it sooner because I feel like that's such a like long ways away. But just with like Thanksgiving and Christmas, that like it's just hard. So it's giving you a long time right now for you to focus on your marketing and build your email list.
okay.
I want you to have 500 people on your email list by the time you do this challenge.
Okay.
So I want you to write that down every day. 500 people. I have 500 awesome ideal clients on my email list by January 13th, 2020. That's doable, yeah?
It's
It's a
scary
stretch. It's a
enough.
scary stretch, but I'm going to push you a little bit.
All right, I can do
That's
that.
why you're here. I'm not going to let you just coast.
Ah,
So
coasting.
reverse engineer that. If I want 500 people, what needs to happen this week for me to get that many people? What needs to happen today? You
Okay.
got your freebie done, which is awesome. So now it's just the marketing of how can you get in front of other people's audiences? How can you get in different Facebook groups? How can you get on different podcasts?
And my freebie scared me because it's essentially long emails. And I don't like the concept of long emails. But if you're signing up for basically an email course, I feel like you don't expect a 5-word email.
Why don't you have videos or audio?
Touche.
Because you're good on video and it's about confidence. So showing up confident on video.
Okay, and then I could put what the videos into. Is it a possibility to put videos in the emails, or should I have it like on Teachable?
Yeah, you can put it in the email.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could put it on Teachable too if you already have a Teachable account.
I have like a free one right now that I'm not
Yeah, that's
compatible.
fine.
Okay. Okay.
And don't take a year to create those videos. That's something that you can do today in less than an hour.
Okay.
I don't care if they're not perfect. You can always go back and make them better.
Okay. So challenge into videos. Okay. I guess that solves the whole live installing issue.
Yep. I'm not going to let you stall. Like, let's move. Go, go.
Like I keep picking up the small tasks that I probably could very easily give to a VA because of the fact that I'm like,
That's what I want you to do. I want you thinking big picture. 500 people on my email list, having this challenge, getting people money in the bank, helping people, getting some awesome clients.
okay,
So big picture, and then think all these little details. Can you outsource that?
okay, all right. Scary, but I can do
Yes. That means you're growing and you're on the edge of something awesome.
I hope so. I know I am, but like I don't. I have a lot of limiting beliefs from growing up that like
Yeah.
make it that I'm like literally almost every day like writing out something new so that I can try to beat them.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do this. I can do
Yes, you
this.
can.
All right, I think that's
That's
everything
it.
I've got.
Cool. Okay. Where can people connect with you? Where can they get your freebie? All that stuff.
Okay, so I can get my freebie at the girl. Jesus, that's why I needed an email, a URL.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay, at thegirlssolution.com/confidence, and they can connect with me online at the Instagram with the Girls Solution.
Amazing. Girl, I'm excited for you. And I can't wait to see you in just a few months.
All right.
Yahoo!